Megan Rapinoe and Kristen Press join us now. Hi, ladies. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what happened? How did this break down? You guys were in this mediation with U.S. Soccer. It was secret, behind closed doors, hoping you could get to a resolution. You didn't, and here we are. What happened?
I mean, when they're ready to have a serious conversation about equal pay, I think the conversations will go better. We didn't feel like they were there or willing to get there.
Is there a particular sticking point? I mean, you know, it can get complicated once you get it down into the weeds. Was there something in particular that's holding up this negotiation?
I think, unfortunately, it was just the concept of paying us equally. We never even got past that. We were very hopeful in our discussions with them that they were going to take our proposals and our position seriously, which is simply that every game that we play, we get compensated the same way a man would for playing or winning that game. And it broke down right there.
When you look into the details of this, it is true that women's soccer, under your contract, you get paid differently than the men. The men are on a bonus pay schedule. The women get a salary. They negotiated for that. They wanted that. They wanted the certainty. So U.S. Soccer says that's the source of the disparity, not gender discrimination. What do you say to that?
No, I think there's a little bit of room for the contracts to be different. Our realities are different. But as Kristen was saying, I think it's fair for us to ask that when we play a game and we win that game, or we tie that game, or we lose that game, that we should be paid the same as our male counterparts. I don't think that that's an unrealistic or unreasonable ask to have equality.
Why on earth would U.S. Soccer take the position that you say it is taking at a moment that the U.S. women's soccer team is at the height of its popularity and success? It's kind of hard to believe that they just went in there and said, we don't want to pay equally. So can you explain that? I mean,
I think it was hard for us to believe.
Yeah.
And they definitely said the words that they did, you know, value us and were about the concept. But what we need is an actual pay structure moving forward where we're being compensated equally. And so, like, it's just been true that, you know, we'll never achieve as women any type of social equality without financial equality. And we're looking for equal pay, not any talking about it any longer.
Given how far apart the sides are and the fact that this negotiation broke down, do you think it's likely it goes to trial, goes to a courtroom?
I think that's definitely a possibility. We're always open to hearing that conversation if they're ready to have it. That's the only federation we can play for. They're the only team that they have in us, so we're sort of tethered together in that way. But at any point, if they want to have a serious conversation and are willing to not only talk about paying us equally and valuing us in that way, but actually doing it and showing us that they'll do it, our ears are always open. I don't think anybody wants to go to litigation, but with that said, we're very confident in our case, and this is about so much more than just our case. I mean, we're, probably at the latter end of our career than having a lot of time left. But just from a social perspective, from leaving the game in a better place for women everywhere, like if it's not equal, there's no deal that we can get to. This isn't bargaining. This is you either value us equally and show that, or you don't.
Real quickly, I mean, the Olympics are coming up in next summer in Tokyo. Does this distract? Does it affect what you do on the field?
Yeah, I think that we've shown that we are able to do a lot of work off the field and still have successful results. This has been going on. This fight actually has been going on for forever. I think part of being on the women's national team means that you're taking part in this torch carrying for women, and we take a lot of pride in that, and it gives us a great purpose.
All right, Megan, Kristen, thank you for being here, giving us the update. We appreciate it.